Coach, almost maybe the opposite feeling of last night. You might almost, I don't know if you would phrase it this way, but you almost might feel like you stole one the way they did last night, and just a great comeback. Defense, offense kind of were the catalyst there in the latter innings.
Yeah, what we learned last night is you can't run the clock out and you got to get 27 out. So, I mean, we put up 5 runs there in the 7th and 8th, and you got to earn it. You got to earn it. We obviously had to earn it in the 9th. So, great games. We showed a lot of toughness today, and we earned it. I mean, you got to go out and earn it, and we did. And they obviously played well enough to win it as well. They were making good plays, and they were putting together 2-out hits and 2-out rallies, and it's why they are who they are. I mean, they're just a really well-rounded baseball team, and they play with a lot of confidence. Therefore, they expect to win. But we had some guys today that you could tell they expected to win, and we probably need a little bit more of that.
One of those guys has definitely got to be Dylan Hoy, and I had remarked to Dylan very early in the season that he struck me as a Dan McDonnell type of player. Just his awareness out there to make the double play and know what's going on around him, then obviously gets the big swing there to kind of jumpstart everything. Can you just talk a little bit about him and what he means to this team?
Yeah, he's a lot more skilled than I am, but he is competitive like I am, and it's he's got such a big heart and he's such a sweet kid, but it's okay if the other team hates you. I mean, those guys have a player like that that's able to get under your skin, and I think a lot of great teams have that guy, as you call, juice and energy. And I challenged our catchers, our pitchers, we need a few more guys to walk around and act like Dylan Hoy and JT Benson, and even a Zion Rose as a freshman, man. It's just, he's very confident in his ability. So yeah, we got to learn, less words, more action, but it's just part of it. I mean, we needed a real boost, and we didn't win because he said a few words. We won because he hit a ball over the trees, and it sparked our club. And then Eddie, the biggest hit of Eddie's career, I would say, and he's starting to play with some juice and some energy, and we saw it Tuesday, and we need that, as Eddie and McCoy have gotten going. Obviously McCoy for the last month or so. You got those guys in the 6, 7, 8 spots, man. It's a scary lineup, and we got production from top to bottom.
Speaking of the top, JT again, meets the moment, and I was remarking that there might not be another kid on this team that meets the moment the way that kid seems to almost every time. I mean, just seems like when you need him and he's up, he comes through in the clutch.
Yeah, he's. I think that's just the football player in him. The emotion that he usually doesn't get too emotional in those points because he's kind of always playing with a high motor. And so sometimes those moments he probably takes a deep breath and he probably relaxes a little more than, where others will squeeze the bat a little tighter and get a little tenser. He shines in those moments. And I'm happy for the kids because, if you go back to my preseason remarks, I thought JT Benson was going to be one of the best players in the league, kind of like their guy Wright is playing. That's our Benson. And I thought McCoy and Eddie were gonna take it to another level, and they have, to a degree. I mean, obviously we got more baseball to go, and I just need those guys to keep competing and having quality at bats and trusting their ability, and man, smile and have fun. And we obviously had a lot of fun today.
Can you talk a little bit about Parker Detmers for me? I mean, he comes in a big spot, and that's 3 times in a row he's been really good for you in some key spots, and he seems to really be improving as this season goes along.
We didn't take that at bat lightly in Miami, right? When he came in, the face one hitter, man, that looked. And then Tuesday, it's like, hey man, this guy is this is a different guy. He's growing. It's part of the process. We say stick to the process and trust it. And he's, and as freshmen, you like to think they're not freshmen anymore. I mean, they've been here since last July. They've played over 40 games, much more than a high school season. And just getting guys to trust their ability. They've seen Ty Stark do it. Colton Hartman's done it at times. Like we need the young guys to give us that depth and balance, but we also need Caleb Corbett, as I remarked out there. Caleb did that as a freshman, so it's in Caleb's DNA. to get the last 3 outs. And as I made it clear, we didn't lose last night because of Tucker Biven. He just happened to be the guy on the mound where they scored the runs late. But we lost because we didn't coach well enough. We didn't play good enough defense. We didn't run the bases. We didn't pitch well enough, right? So when you don't do those areas of the game, you lose to a top 10 team. Well, today we did it. And again, where our base running gets a knock sometimes, you got to give it some cred right there, because it's one of the fastest kids in the country. If I don't, and I'm not trying to glorify my decision. That's I didn't do anything. Just easy, put the fastest guy in the team in. Not many guys are going to force that. The first, the third, and the overthrow and the score, and obviously Benson's home run is the winning run. But that gave you the juice that you needed, and so we just got to be who we are. It's not always going to work out, but we can't be tentative and we can't be tight. Be who we are, and if it's good enough, it is good enough when we play well in all those areas. And if we don't, then you lose and you come back tomorrow.
You have to be really proud of the way the guys bounced back after last night. I mean, obviously, clearly didn't let it sit on them and fester or anything, and you preach toughness, and that's exactly what this win was, on a bounce back from a tough one last night.
We did it against Virginia. You have to do it in the ACC. I don't, as good as you are, it's just hard to not get thumped at some point in this league. And I keep preaching to these guys that the challenges that we faced, the ups and downs, that's part of it. They're as I say, sometimes when you lose, you actually win. And so the struggles and the valleys you're in can definitely help you get tougher, and you can grow, and you can handle adversity. And the more close games we play in like this, you like to think you can handle it, whether it's the postseason or we still got a lot of baseball left to play. But everybody wants it to go their way, and everybody wants to have an All-American year, and everybody wants to be in the top 5 or 10. And you know what? There's only 5 or 10 teams in the top 5 or 10. There's 290 that aren't. So it's just part of it. Just enjoy it, man. These guys work hard. They're talented. They're good kids, and I'm excited for the challenge. I mean, I'm really looking forward. We haven't been great on Sundays. It's a fact. So let's flip the script and let's do something about it. But you're gonna have to earn it against this club. My gosh, they don't give you a whole lot. You gotta earn it.
Would expect probably a bullpen day tomorrow again, and
yeah, I think so. Like those Tuesday games and everything. But I think when you see what Parker did and right, you see what Caleb did, and just get outs. I mean, nobody's gonna ask you to do something you're not capable of doing. And yeah, sometimes we leave Webby out there a little longer than we should, but just because we believe in him and we're just trying to test the waters and see how far he can go. But everybody else, I mean, it's like, man, we trust you. Just if that's 1 out or 3 outs or 6, whatever, just run out there and compete. And I like to think we've got some momentum, going into tomorrow.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Coach. Dylan, obviously a big game, big come from behind win. Can you just talk a little bit about, what the vibe was from the team coming off last night, maybe a tough one, obviously, and just kind of how you guys were feeling today coming into the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think the past few weeks we've had a lot of confidence as a team, and it's just baseball at the end of the day. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. It's going to be tough losses, great wins, but without a tough loss like that last night, today wouldn't feel as good. So we just got together as a group, said we're going to play our game, and led to something good.
Obviously you were involved in a lot of key plays there down the stretch from, the big home run, obviously kind of get the, jumpstart everything to get it going. Can you just tell me, what you were looking for, what you saw, and just kind of how that felt to be the guy to kind of get it going for you guys?
I was definitely fired up. I got caught up in the moment a little bit, but I was looking for a fastball somewhere up in the zone, and I knew he threw a lot of changeups. So if I'm looking for a fastball, I'm going to catch up to the changeup, and I guess I did kind of decent. So.
Obviously, maybe a little John back and forth there. What was said to you, and it looked like they obviously had to come over and maybe say something to Dan about it. But
yeah, I mean, I can't really say the things that they said on camera, but it wasn't the nicest words. But I mean, it's just college baseball. It's finest. Everybody gets fired up. Everybody wants to win. So.
Obviously, one of the key plays in the game was obviously the double play that you started there at third. Just being super aware. Just of your surroundings, it seemed like, and knowing what to do.
I mean, I got kind of lucky on that one. I'm not lie because I saw it was slowly hit. So I said, all right, I'm going to wait for it to come to the bag. And if we get two, great. If not, we'll at least get the lead runner. So I kind of figured that and it worked out.
And then, you know, the ball that goes off your bat there to kind of jumpstart everything. Obviously, you wanted to bunt, pulled back and just got a little bit of the bat. It just worked out exactly how you would have planned it anyway.
Yeah, I kind of got fortunate with that one. So we definitely caught a couple breaks, so it was good.
As you guys, you know, flip to tomorrow, can you just talk a little bit about what it's going to take to, you know, get a Sunday win? And I know maybe Dan doesn't talk too much about series wins or anything like that, but just to play good, clean Sunday baseball tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we just have to show up. Forget about Friday, forget about today. You can use that as momentum, of course, but I think we just got to play our game, have good at-bats, and then pitch and play defense. So we'll be good. We'll
Awesome.
do our thing.
All right, thank you.